Hello there, my name is Rachel. The first time you see my channel, I used to review cartoon series, anime series, so something computer random, and today we'll talk about Little Demon episode 6. It could be part of the last video I make of this show because how the viewers go, depends how this one goes too, but anyway, this episode called The Antichrist Monster, and this whole episode is depression. Yay! But I love it. They really don't make fun of it. It's more like how you make fun of the idea around it, not a front of it. That's sort of clever, very unique way. Make it very different while being sort of boring and cliche. I think a big example, they focus on two main leads. One of the two side characters now were to be the Devil and Dominican, like the best friend and Chrissy. That both of them are just sort of different point of view of sort of depression. Like the Devil is sort of depressed, his dog is technically dying. Technically, he's a demon dog. He doesn't die, but his soul is dying. Specifically, the dog they adopt with the Devil and her ex-wife. They have that sort of bond with it. In the very beginning, you don't know why the Devil's so attached to this dog. In fact, he was so depressed he could not actually console his daughter or her own problems and just give her, here, just get the library. The library have years of knowledge of me. She could just look through it. And she did. But I love it how the library was sort of kind of like Google, that you ask the sort of question, they give you 100 different answers, but not the answer do you want, but it make it sort of like a joke and Chris is trying to figure it out. I thought that was sort of kind of funny and hilarious and very unique. But a little bit they do point out the Devil has emotions, but he's sort of afraid to actually show out. He's afraid to be crying in front of someone, just afraid of just tearing up. In fact, this is a joke in a whole episode that the Devil's wife, or aka Chris's mom, told the Devil, like, you were so scared of crying you removed your tear ducts. But once more, that was a joke. But the more you keep thinking about it after what happens to the end of the episode, the more you realize, yeah, he probably would. He feel that's the type of guy he actually should, because it's the type of guy he's sort of old-fashioned. How old? I mean, the beginning of Earth type of old. And he showed his sort of kind of wisdom by the book. He saw the stories and magic tricks he kind of created just for himself. But sometimes you wonder the stories in Chris's reading that could be useful for her, but I also wonder all this time he wanted to really help or just screw around with many people, specifically humans and gods, because technically he wanted to kill Zeus and his rivals because for some reason the Devil kind of pissed him off. We don't know why, but once more, he kind of wanted to help, but at the same time when he helped, it's sort of convenient to him, and that's sort of interesting. But at the same time, he show how far he willing to help, how far he won't. He had that sort of Pacific line that made him very interesting for a Devil type of character, especially the dog sort of scenario, because his dog and his ex-wife, they wanted to kind of romanticize them. They're going back together, but once more they sort of kind of reset that a different way. It's like they're divorced, period. This is not a cliche. They make this very clear, at least for now, for the first season. We don't know we get a season 2, but I feel that's sort of interesting because the Devil really loved this dog because it sort of represents his relationship with his ex-wife. You also gain a little bit more information why they have kind of a breakup, why she ran away. They also pointed out they kind of screw up Chrissy, but I love it. It's sort of why, like, what is this so special? Is technically saying the moment of happiness he really have with the ex-wife. Yeah, I love that. That's sort of charming, but the only problem is he's so old-fashioned. He's not willing to show emotion because I'm a guy who should not show emotion, and that itself is sort of understandable, especially if you're raised back in the 90s, 80s, because that's sort of the mentality. Especially if you're Latino, believe me, people told us you have to be a man, grow up. Even you're a child, can't show emotion. Not all the Latinos, but you have that sort of Pacific family members or Pacific friends who do that to you. You get the idea. But I love it. It's sort of hard to see him just cry, hard to him to actually show his emotion. He has a specific room for his emotions, that why he needs to be hidden, and you just kind of feel for the guy. Now Chris's friend, how he feels, I said at the very beginning, this character that I usually don't like, but for some reason this show knows how to deliver this type of character. What's his name again? Give me a second. Bettykin, there we go. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Bettykin is the type of character that I kind of understand also, like that sort of kind of teenage point of view that you feel he's sort of inadequate. Especially, he kind of bases himself to his brother that he is a athlete. He can actually break a code to make him crystal because he's that jacked. But I love it even more. I feel this makes the characters twice as strong. Is that his brother is voiced by the voice actor who plays Zuko from Last Avatar. So yeah, I feel that was a perfect casting for that type of character. Even that we don't know that character reappear once again. But the American himself, he's still kind of sad character. Even he is super joy, super happy, trying to look positive. But I love how Chrissy trying to kind of control his emotions, trying to help once more, but not realizing she's not helping him. He actually making him worse. Especially he has this sort of kind of evil ego in himself of Dominican, that he sees this version of himself, this sort of fat monster who can tell him he's a piece of crap, could never compare to his own brother. And that is interesting because this show really dive into depression, and that's sort of the idea. You feel you have no reason to exist. You think you're going to sort of dark places, in a way you kind of do, but you don't focus on Dominican that much. You focus a little bit more crazy who trying to help but not helping the right way. But I love it, they make it sort of interesting. Like, one, they trying to kind of control him to understand, see the happy places, but once more he is happy, but you still actually hurting him because he is trying to be happy. Every time he does, depression kick in, because depression is sort of like a roller coaster ride. Sometimes you have good moments, sometimes you have bad moments. And I love it, they trying to give him like something solid. Like, why not build him up, jack him up with magic? And once more, Chrissy do this a good intention, just making it worse. In fact, the magic make it twice worse because her father does written in the book that use sort of specific magic, specific this type of magic, you can actually increase their problems even more. Even they're sort of mentally messed up, you just add in more piles. And that is interesting because that's sort of true. People who are depression, or these specific people who want to try to help, but they just obviously, you don't need to really help. You just need to be there when they need it. There are sort of times you have to knock on the door in the middle of the night just to make sure they're not doing something stupid, just to see them, are you okay? You need something just here, having a good ear to listen on and cry on. And that is very well handled. That's kind of fascinating because the two male leads actually have so much development of this episode. Be fair, the women do, but this one do follow like two different points of view, specifically two different ages. One is the adult who still thinks, oh, a man shouldn't cry, and the other one who doesn't feel that he could be loved or beloved by someone, especially how he feels about Chrissy. He does have a crush on her, but because his depression make it worse. Once more, a lot of people been there. Hell, I've been there too. But once more, it's something you have to know how to love yourself. Of course, be true that he does need to lose weight, but not forcibly. Just self-aware. Don't eat that much. But once more, it's something you just grow and figure out when you get older. Yeah, I love it even more. And also episode that actually give sort of a warning content. Not a warning, that's more like, if you have depression, if you need help, or you know someone who needs help, they give a number of depression call line, or someone who can actually call you and help you sort of figure out your emotions, especially if you're depressed. And that is sort of surprising because a lot of adult cartoons never willing to go that far. Very few of them is super rare to do that. So it's one of those, wow, this show is something special because every time they tackle something, they trying to tackle the best way they can, the most smart way and mature and respectful way, while not messing up the message. That's super hard to do because you have to know how to tackle those type of subjects without what's the best way to describe it, sort of screwing it up or making fun of it the wrong way. This was probably the most mature, well written, and just funny show because there are a lot of moments that was actually kind of funny, but I love that they still keep it on point. Now, I really got nothing else to say. Just one question: how you feel about this episode? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. Honestly, I got nothing else to say. Just one thing: if you like this video, put a like. If you don't worry, you don't have to. But once more, you see more of my videos down below. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.